Hi, my name is Amy. I am a native English speaker from the United States. I was born in New York and raised in the south of the United States, so I don't really have an accent. But now, I live in India. I love to travel. I met my husband about 3 years ago when we were married, and we've been living in India ever since. I've been to about 25 different countries and I've lived in 5 of them. So I know what it's like to learn a second language. I didn't really have a second language growing up. It wasn't until I was about 15 years old that I started learning German in school. Ich habe Deutsch in der Schule gelernt, aber ich habe alle vergessen. I don't really remember it now. I know that it can be a struggle to learn a second language when you're not living in the country where that language is spoken. However, there are different forms of immersion, ways that we can really engross ourselves in the language and the culture, which is a part of our language skills, without actually living, having to move to that country. So that's what I want to experience with you. I've now become fluent in English, Spanish, American Sign Language, Indian Sign Language, and I'm learning Hindi. We won't talk about that in this video because it's a bit of a mess right now. The main focus of my classes is to get you learning language in a way that you don't even really feel like you're learning language. What I'm talking about is kind of like an outside immersion. When you're living in the country where you use the language, then every day you're forced to speak it. You have to go to the market, you talk to the locals. When you buy food, it has to be in that language. So every day we're having those experiences and our mind is logging that away when we're just living our life. We're not focused on just learning the language. So that's what I want my classes to do for you. I want us to have real life experiences where you're learning and you're not thinking, okay, in my book, I'm learning this language. So for example, maybe we could have a cooking class together. I'm going to teach you how to make my favorite Indian dish, but the whole time I'm only speaking to you in English. Now you're going to have to go out and buy the ingredients and think about what you're putting into the dish and how you're preparing it all in English with me. So it can be a really fun experience, especially if you like things like cooking. Or we could go on a hike, or I'll take you into town. I'll have you on my mobile and we'll walk around town and I'm going to introduce you to some people and we're going to talk to everyone in English so that you can learn your target language without being focused on books and memorizing and grammar. It's going to seem so natural. También te puedo enseñar desde el principio en español. Si tú eres de un país que habla español y quieres aprender inglés, pero no tiene ni el básico en ese idioma, te puedo enseñar desde el principio. So anything that you're up for, you just let me know and we can schedule a class. I hope to talk to you soon.